We don't talk anymore.
Hey guys, so today I am going to be filming a little bit of a different video than what you would probably expect me to film or post to my channel. Basically, this video is going to be all about mental health. You probably don't know this because I don't think I've actually mentioned it in any of my vlogs or videos before, but I actually suffer with anxiety and it's quite severe as well. So I just wanted to film this video, tell you how I cope with it, everything that goes on with me and my anxiety, and just kind of try and give a little bit advice on how you could help someone that you know that suffers with mental health or anything like that. So yeah, that's basically what this video is going to be about. This video might be a little bit long, so if you want to go and grab some snacks or something like that before you start watching the video, then that might be a good idea. So yeah, let's get into the video. So your first question might be, how long have I had my anxiety? So my anxiety started when I was in the second year of my last school, and it was basically bearable. I'd just say it's normal anxiety. Everyone has anxiety, but like just some people have a lot more than what others do. So yeah, so it's bearable. I didn't mind it, you know, I could handle it. Then I left school and I was still in a relationship, a long-term relationship with my boyfriend at the time. It lasted nearly 3 years, but when we broke up, it was a really horrible situation. I then got really depressed, and the anxiety kicked in really bad, and I lost a lot of weight as well, so I wasn't in the greatest place in my life, let's just say that. And as the years have just gone on, it has gotten worse and worse, and it's, well, at the moment it's just, I can't cope with it and I can't handle it. It's really bad. For example, I was meant to go on holiday this week. As I'm filming this, I should have been on holiday with my parents, but as I got in the car, I had a panic attack and I was crying and all my makeup come off, and I couldn't go. So that is why I'm sitting here filming this video right now instead of filming it another time when I come back on holiday. So I've had anxiety really bad for, I'm going to say, 4 to 5 years. Another question that you might want to ask me is, what makes me more or less anxious? I still live with my parents, so what makes me less anxious is staying at home all the time in my comfort zone. Where I live is my comfort zone. I don't like being uncomfortable or pushing myself too much. What makes me more anxious? It's hard to say because I can just get anxious over nothing. Like, I could just literally be sitting in a room on my own with no one around me, and I just get really anxious and uncomfortable in that moment. So I don't know, just going out, big crowds and stuff like that. So when, like, if I was to go shopping, I wouldn't like it if it was like really busy or anything like that, because that would make me more anxious. Just, I don't know, being in a situation where I could embarrass myself easily or anything like that, really. Another thing is my strengths and weaknesses. I'd say my strengths is that I do push myself. I don't just, you know, wallow in it completely. I do push myself just a little bit, but not too much. It helps when I have my family around me, so my family are like a big part in helping me push myself. My weaknesses is that once I feel really uncomfortable, it's kind of like taking 2 steps forward and then taking 10 steps back kind of thing. Because once I feel uncomfortable or really anxious, I then want to hide away and go where I feel comfortable. Now, depression can also come from having anxiety. A lot of people that have anxiety will also have depression. I have depression, but I don't get depressed a lot, so I wouldn't say depression takes a big part of me having anxiety because I'm more anxious than I am depressed. I do get moments where I get really depressed and low. A lot of the time is when I want to really go and do something or want to go somewhere, and my anxiety just in my face, like say hi kind of thing, and just won't let me do it, and I get really depressed and I cry and have attacks and stuff like that, because it's really not nice not being able to do something, especially if it's something that you really want to do. But overall, something that I would tackle would be anxiety over depression. The thing is, when my anxiety got really bad, I would say my anxiety gets worse and worse over time, because I generally do just tend to stay inside indoors where I'm most comfortable. So the more that I stay inside, the more anxious I get when I do go out, which is not a good thing at all, and I know it isn't. But if you suffer from anxiety or any type of mental health, then you will understand. The more I stay inside, the more anxious I will be if I go out. And I would say that it's really gotten worse since last year. Now, treatments. I have had tablets before. The first type of treatment that I tried when going up the doctors to try and sort my anxiety out, and I didn't really get on with them because they felt like they got stuck in my throat, and then that made me really anxious and felt like I couldn't breathe, so I actually stopped taking them. However though, you're meant to take tablets like that for like at least 2 weeks before they start working, and I didn't take them for that amount of time, so I don't generally know if they would have worked or not. And then I put off going back up to the doctors for quite a while about my anxiety, and then I was just like, no, this is it, I need to try and sort it out. I can't live my life like this, you know, I need to go out and experience life. So I went back up there, but this time I was like, can I try like counselling or anything like that? So I'm currently on the waiting list to do counselling, and then after I've done my counselling, I am then going to be doing something called CBT. Now, because I kept saying counselling, they was like, do you know the difference? I was like, no. So basically counselling, if you don't know, is basically going through the past or anything that might be troubling you or anything like that, and CBT is focusing on now and your anxiety and moving forward. So that is why I'm doing my counselling first and then doing my CBT after. How long have I been dealing with my anxiety? Well, about 4 or 5 years. Why am I doing something about it now? Well, basically, like I just said, I'm not really living my life. I can't go out, experience things like normal people. Everyday life is really a struggle for me. So that is definitely why I'm doing something about it now, because I want to go to like festivals and concerts and stuff like that. I want to experience what everyone else is experiencing. You might think, how have I lived my life like this? Well, I haven't really, to be honest with you. I've just been staying in the house every day, really. There are times where I do go out and I do try to push myself, but majority of the time I do stay at home. I suppose I haven't really been living my life properly. How does anxiety make me feel? Anxiety makes me feel like I have no motivation. I'm tired all the time and I have no energy. It doesn't matter how long I sleep, I'll still be tired. It makes me feel depressed. It makes me feel like my life sucks, and I know that other people have it way worse than what I have, and I know that I'm not alone. It just feels like that. It's something that you probably won't be able to understand unless you suffer with mental health. This part of the video is for friends and family, and still like people that suffer with mental health as well. Just a little advice on how people can help others that suffer with mental health. Now, don't take my advice too seriously. This is just like from how I feel and from my point of view on how you could help. Please don't get offended. I really don't mean to offend anyone. It's very hard not only for the person who's suffering, but it's very hard and tough on the family and friends as well, because sometimes they don't understand it. They don't know how to help. or they're too scared to ask the person that's going through it all, which is completely understandable. So I'm here to at least try and help you and tell you how I think you could help your loved one, based off how I feel being the one that suffers with mental health issues. Now, the first thing that I would recommend doing to help is to research their mental health and find out as much as possible as you can about the condition or type of mental health that they're suffering with, because it will help you to understand what they're going through and how they feel. If there are any older people watching, please don't get offended by what I'm going to say, but a lot of the older generation, for example granddads, nans, maybe even mum or dads, tend to be stuck in their old ways. They're in their generation of how they did things and how they dealt with things, and that way is just simply move on, just sweep it under the carpet like it's never been mentioned before, because they simply didn't like talking about their feelings. If you really want to help, it would make a huge difference if you stop doing this, because I know in my case it makes it so much worse and it makes us feel like you truly don't care, and we just simply end up feeling more lonely than we did before, and then we'll completely shut you out and won't tell you anything personal or anything like that ever again. Number 3 is just simply talking alone together one-on-one with the person that is going through all of this. And this can help a big deal, but I'm not gonna lie, it can be difficult. Because for me personally, I kind of shut myself away in my bedroom and just wanted to be alone most of the time. But even if you don't think that your loved one will want to talk, try, because you've just let them know that you're there if they need you. And if they don't want to talk, then that is completely fine. It takes time, just be patient. But every now and again, just tell them the same thing, that you're there for them, you know, if they need to talk to you. Make sure to tell them that you love them all the time and that you're really proud of them, because that truly means a lot. Tell them they're beautiful or handsome, even if they can't see it themselves. Trust me, they'll come and talk to you eventually. But it's always good to try than not to try at all. You might be completely surprised. They might just come up to you and completely open up to you. Now, number 4 is actually for the people that suffer with mental health. If you're someone that's watching this that struggles with mental health, trust me when I say it gets better, but it does take time. But for it to get better, you need to take that step to getting help, whether that be medication, counselling, or some sort of therapy. It really helps to speak and tell people about how you feel, because you don't have to pretend or hide behind your anxiety or your mental health. And believe me when I say it's a huge relief. So just let people help you. It's the biggest thing that I've had to do so far. Now, these are just little side notes. Don't force the person that is struggling and suffering with mental health issues into doing anything they don't want to do. Take interest in what they like to do and generally what they like. Try to do things together maybe. Most important one, just support them in every little thing that they do. But make sure that you give them some personal space still, because if you're too full on, then that can also be too much. What I'm going to say now is the last bit that I'm going to say before the video ends. These are just like extra little bits to the people out there that do suffer with mental health. You can sometimes feel very lonely, because you can feel like you're the only one that's going through all of this. But trust me when I say you're really not alone. And if you want someone to talk to, I'm always here. My social media links are in the description, so you can contact me on any of them, or you can even put it in the comments. It just depends how you feel. And for family and friends, don't feel like you're a bad person or you're a bad parent or anything like that because you don't know how to help a loved one that is going through all of this. Especially if you're watching this video, which means that you're trying to find out ways that you can help. So don't feel bad, because you're already trying, and that's what matters. So that is the end of this video. I hope I helped you in some way and gave you a little bit of insight, a little bit of detail on how I feel and how I'm coping with all of this. It feels kind of like a relief to like tell you guys what I'm going through. If you have any questions about it or you need some more advice, you can send me a message on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. As I said at the start of this video, don't get offended by anything that I've said. I'm sorry if I have. That is not my intentions at all. It was weird asking you to give this video a thumbs up because it's not that kind of video, but yeah, I'm not going to ask you to do that. Just do what you want to do. Yeah, so I'll see you soon with another video, I guess. I love you all so much. Your support always means a lot. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!